Welcome to the Superstar Communicator podcast. My name is Susan Heaton-Wright, a leading impact, speaking and communications expert. My aim is to show you how to make an impact so you will be heard, listened to and respected for career success. Listen weekly to the podcast and go to our website, superstarcommunicator.com. Hello everybody, this is Susan Heaton-Wright from Superstar Communicator. Thank you very much for tuning in today. When I am recording this and broadcasting it is actually Valentine's Day, the day of love. And as your lovely listeners, I am really wanting to show you some love and some top tips to leading with confidence. And I've got a number of tips here. I'm still reeling from a post that was on LinkedIn earlier today where somebody that I'm connected to went along to a conference and one of the speakers said that only extroverts can be leaders. I shall say that again, only extroverts can be leaders. Now we know better, don't we, listeners, that actually isn't a particular type of person that is a leader, but we've all got leadership qualities in us, and if we want to pursue them, we can go ahead and lead. It is a skill, and I would say that in everyday life we are leading, whether we are organising our family to go off on a trip and we're having to get them focused so that they'll get in the car on time. That is something I have to deal with all the time. Or maybe you're organising with a group of people to go on holiday together or even go to the cinema together. These are all leadership skills and qualities. They might not be the ones where we're leading thousands of people in a multinational company, but we're still leading. There is an increased focus on the talent development arena about emerging leaders. Leadership training and effective leadership characteristics. I believe it's important to lead with confidence. There are lots of different styles of leadership that are identified, and leadership coaches that specialise in this area will try and put you into one of those categories. However, as with any psychometric testing, I would immediately say that we all adapt to different situations and environments, and therefore these styles are preferences we can demonstrate, but they're not always what we show because we can adapt. Any good leader will adapt their style accordingly, even an extrovert leader. I'm always concerned by subtle messages that only certain people could be leaders, that some people are born leaders or only certain people display leadership traits. And I should add that there is still this idea that most leaders are men. When I was doing a recent blog on this topic, I went and looked in one of the databases for images, and when I put leadership in there, virtually all of the images were of men. And the ones of women were the holding a "I'm a boss" type images, or a girl wearing "I'm a future leader." Quite interesting, isn't it? And yet leaders come in all sizes. Of course, not everybody wishes to be a leader, and I get that. There are people that have leadership roles or management roles put upon them when then either they're not ready or they really do not feel comfortable with that. But I'm going to share you some things that I believe can help you to lead with confidence. So, having confidence helps and empowers individuals to be leaders and to develop their skill set so that they become more and more effective in this role. Here are some top tips. So first of all, I would say that you should embrace the role. Avoid apologising or belittling yourself in the fact that you're leading. Others are looking to you for confidence and to lead them. So if you're doing this self-deprecating situation all the time, and I've seen people do this, avoid it, because it's going to add question marks into the people that you are leading. Prepare, particularly if this is not your area of expertise that you are discussing. I would imagine if you're leading, you are going to be surrounded by people that have expertise or knowledge in other areas, and you're bringing that all together in order to complete a task or a project. Prepare questions for your team members to answer for more information. Be confident enough to probe until you get enough information that you can make some decisions. Listen. In order to lead, you need to get enough information from other people to make decisions. Listen for what is not being said as well, and be prepared to ask more questions. Respect your team. Value the contribution they're making. Thank them. Acknowledge their hard work and commitment for any project. And if you've built that respect with your team, it is much easier and less damaging that when things aren't going right, that they will take criticism better, because it's part of the whole building trust process. Trust, which is the next one. As a leader, you want to build up trust with your team, for them to trust you, but for you to trust them. Consider how you're going to build that trust with the words you use, how you treat people in your team. Also consider how you are speaking and communicating with them. Do you listen? Do you have eye contact with them when you're speaking to them? Do you have open body language or closed? These all impact the level of trust you are developing. How do you treat individuals within the team? Do you belittle them in front of everybody else? I've certainly been on the other end of that. I've certainly seen that with other people, the way they've been treated. And as a team, you start to lose respect for your leader. And you don't trust them as much because you're worried about what's going to happen next. Be aware of those things that you do. Make sure that you do treat other people with respect. Have an opinion. You're a leader. So it's important that you do have an opinion, and this opinion will help you in your decision making. Sometimes this will be contrary to the opinion of others, but remember that you could have a different perspective as a leader than your team. Have the confidence to embrace and express this. Also have the confidence to make decisions. There's going to be different decision making. There are occasionally going to be ones that need to be done straight away, and you've got to have the confidence to step up and make a difficult decision sometimes. Otherwise, make sure that you listen to the opinions, the advice, and the information from other people, because it might enable you to make a better decision if you have a clearer picture of a situation. Clear, concise communication. People need to know the direction of a project or job. Faffing around or using jargon that's not everyone understands undermines the confidence of your team. Wasting time or not being concise results in creating a culture that isn't focused. Remember, you're a role model, and if you're clear, focused and concise with your communication, this will be taken as a lead for the culture of your team. Presence. Now, I talked at the beginning about extrovert leaders. You don't have to be a noisy presence, but one where you are noticed even when you're listening. Consider your body language. Is it open? Are you using space around you? Are you speaking with everyone rather than one or two people? Really consider this. And if you have got somebody that you trust, maybe a mentor, you could discuss this with them to make sure that you are really embracing your presence. All of these things, and I'll say them again: embrace the role, prepare, listen, respect your team, trust, have an opinion, decision making, clear, concise communication, and presence are all things, skills that we can develop. Some of them we will naturally have, but they're all ones that we can develop. And as we develop our careers and our professional development, if we consider all of these things and how we can get better than them, it is more likely that we are going to make a good impression and to be able to be visible so that we can be considered for more senior roles. So remember, this isn't just about leadership at the very top level, about somebody who's in the board, but somebody who's emerging. So make sure that you embrace all of these skills and consider how you could develop them further. Thank you very much for listening. You have been listening to the Superstar Communicator podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and review the podcast on iTunes and on apps. Please contact us if you want to discuss any topic, could suggest a topic for us to include, or a guest who could come onto the podcast. Go to superstarcommunicator.com.